What's going on, basketball trainers? This topic, this conversation is long overdue and it is too close to comfort. For comfort, we should have been thinking about 2021 back in September, October, November. And this is speaking for myself as well. We're here now talking about how to make 2021 better, specifically revenue wise, monetarily, than it was in 2020. Now, 2021 COVID won't hit, so that, in my opinion, makes 2021 automatically better than 2020. But let's talk about some specifics for our basketball training businesses that you and I that we can do to make sure that we're on the same page and make sure that we're on track to increase our revenue, increase our profit, and ultimately do what we love full time and continue serving other people. So we're going to talk about how to make more money in our basketball training business for 2021, and we're going to cover this so high level right there. I don't know what that was, but super bird's eye view, super high level, and we can get more nitty gritty in a little more detail later on. So first and foremost, we're going to work backwards, and forgive me for those type A's who don't like how this work backwards is not aligned with the other slide or with the other letters here. But first and foremost, what is the revenue goal that you want? Did you make $50,000 this year and you want to make 75? Did you gross 100 and you want to gross 150, gross 200? Did you net a certain amount? What is a revenue goal here? What do we want to aim towards? And how much is that per month? How much is that per day? And then we can start talking about the main ways to get to that number. But we need the numbers to track first and foremost. We need to understand how to work backwards and where we're trying to get to, and then we can start moving forward and working towards how to hit those numbers. After you get those numbers, which you can spend some more time doing, something that should be specific, like, hey, I want this much gross revenue. I want this much of a net profit. Something that should be measurable, which is easily measurable because we have those numbers there. Something that really is achievable. Like, okay, are you really going to make $1 million next year if you're just starting your first training business? Probably not. So it should be achievable. It should be realistic, and it should be a timely goal too. So you might want to make a certain amount by the first quarter, by the second quarter, by the third quarter. So that's what the SMART goal is about, and being more strategic with the goals that we set. Three main ways to grow a basketball training business. If your goal is to get more revenue, which I'd imagine that it is, three ways that we can do that. The first way, of course, is to get more trainees. Now, there are so many ways that we can go about getting more trainees. We can have a giveaway for a month, for a year of training. We can have let's say a free skills clinic where you have 20, 30 kids, depending on where you are right now and what's safe and what's smart. Give 20 to 30 kids in a session for free, and you have a pool of 20 to 30 clients there who are willing and may be able to afford your services to train with you. You can have a Facebook ad that's running, which we cover Facebook ads in our basketball trainer mastermind. You can have a Facebook ad that's low cost, inexpensive, that you don't spend much money on to get new customers that you can talk to. There are ways to get ads down to allowing you to have a conversation with a potential customer for as little as $1 and 15 cents, $1.30, just to begin to have that conversation with someone. Now, and look, the ways to get more clients goes on, and more trainees goes on and on and on, and the ideas that we can have. But the first way is to get more trainees, no matter whatever that looks like for you. The second way is to charge more per client, charge more per trainee. So we can raise the pricing. And pricing is an interesting topic. You may think of a few ways to figure out what your pricing is in general, especially if you're starting out. How do you know what to charge? And one way to go about it, one option is to actually look at other trainers out there, see what they're charging, see what the social demographic status allows you in your local area, what the annual household is per family. You can get that information usually through the Small Business Development Center in your local area. What you can do is also really the main gist, other than looking at someone else to see what they're charging, what I suggest is to look at what you are already incurring cost wise. What is your gym going to cost every single week to rent the court time? What is the space you have going to cost? How much does it cost for you to have those basketballs? How much does it cost for you to get out there gas wise to actually lead the training sessions? How much, how much, how much? So understand what your costs are per hour that you step into the gym and figure out that cost. Then decide your training, then decide what your break even, meaning, okay, at this price point or at this many trainees at this price point, I will break even, meaning I'll make enough to cover all my expenses. And then you go from there. There's a thing we call a sensitivity table that's just really important, really helpful that we will not talk about right now. But that is something that we will definitely release that will help you just plug and play, put some numbers in, and it gives you those numbers and gives you those answers instantly. A boring but really effective and impactful Excel sheet. Uh, Charging more for clients. Again, back to the pricing. I would suggest you look at what your competitors are paying for sure, not to copy their pricing because I've done that. That doesn't always work. That doesn't isn't the smartest way to do it because there are so many unknowns uh, within that strategy that could put you out, literally put you out. So my suggestion is to know what your costs are, learn what your break even is, but then obviously put in your payment, put in all those other things that are either fixed or variable cost in there that you need to make sure that you can take care of. Um, as far as the pricing goes, that's important. That's good, and seeing what your clients are willing and able to pay for in regards to your basketball training. And you can have upsells too. So just before we keep going on too long about price point number two, you can have upsells. So if you have a low cost skill evaluation that people come into, maybe you can upsell them on group training, skills clinics, one on one training, development teams, online training, hybrid training, whatever your services look like, having those upsells and really offering more products at different price points per client to increase the average cart value, the average spend for that customer. And that kind of goes into number three as well, which is increase the retention. So, and whatever you need to do to make sure that your trainees decide to stay longer with us, with you, rather than shorter. So that helps. It's easier to keep her than to find another one. I think I don't know if that's a real saying, cheaper to keep her. If it is, it's not the best mindset, but it makes sense here in terms of keeping the customer versus investing the money to find another one. Which at times it could be a false adage. It could be a false axiom. If you're getting conversations with potential customers at $1.50, then it may be easier for you to pay $1.50 to find certain customers to get them on board. I think both strategies work pretty well. I'm not sure which one wins. I don't think it should be that much of a competition. I think they should complement each other. So those are the three ways: get more trainees through one of the many ways we talked about, charge more per trainee, have upsells, different products, different services you can offer them, and increase the retention. Make sure that they stay longer once they actually come in the door. Those are the three main ways to grow that basketball training business to really figure out how you're going to get to that monthly or daily revenue goal that you want to get to. So, look, I hope this helped out. I know we didn't get too granular with this. I just wanted to go high level with it. And be super broad. If you want to learn more, then let us know in the comments below. We have a private group, this free group that where we talk about these things in more detail and help out with some of the more nitty gritty execution uh, aspects of this. So thanks you guys for watching, and hopefully you will subscribe to the channel and keep asking questions so we can answer them and provide the most value possible.